I work as a cashier at a grocery store. Whenever a middle-aged woman, who clearly looks older than 21, purchases alcohol from me, I intentionally ask them to show me their ID. I do this because somewhere deep down I feel if I ask them for their ID, it creates an impression that they look far younger than they are. I do this every chance I get, regardless of how busy the line is, in hopes of making them feel younger and possibly happier.
I remember back when I worked as a cashier, my manager said I have to ID. Every she then informed me old ladies will find it flattering old.
Dudes though they don't like that shit.
And dude can confirm my beard looks like it belongs on a 1000 year.
Old pirate and I get asked to prove it.
Well, bless your heart.
I used to have old ladies who requested the senior discount. I loved it.
And as required by their job, they can't help it.
I legally have to do this pose, makes me for medicines and stuff, and I get the biggest smiles. It's great, also bitter annoyed old people but big smiles.
I once told an elderly woman, "Have a nice day, young lady." She went and
told the manager and I was written up.
I hear 63-year-old white woman with white hair say this in my
head when I read this comment.
That could be taken sarcastically. She obviously wasn't a young lady.
Smooth, my geriatric patients would love you.
Nothing makes me feel older than being patronized.
You can memorize their address easier than you can randomly run into them outside of work once you learn their schedule or watch them
sleep, smell their hair, wear their skin, etc.
I hate to be a party pooper, but this is incredibly annoying you.
No, I am older than 21, and I know I am older than 21. Why play this? I'm game. I am not ashamed of my age.
53-year-old woman here, it's annoying. I know that you know I'm old enough.
I purchase alcohol, and I don't need you to fake flatter me. I kindly just sell me my beer, please.
I don't. It's a waste of my time. It's pandering.
Objection! That's exactly how it was taken. Teenage me learned a
very valuable life lesson that day. About 10 years ago, when my dad was 50, he got carded at 7 or 11. He laughed
at first, but then got pissed after realizing it was serious and asked if he even looked under 40.
I am trying not to be bitter and old. I just feel like it is. A hustle gar. I am getting bitter and jaded, damn it.
This is sweet, but I would guess it's sometimes annoying. What
if they don't have ID on them because they had assumed as a 30-year-old?
They won't have to show any.
Well, are you?
Can you picture prove it?
It can also just genuinely mean bless your heart.
I had a buddy who had a full head of gray hair at 19, genetics, and not HRA.
Motherfucker, cashiers gotta be safe and not sorry. I'd rather this response than ops. At least it's honest and not placating. Every time I have to ID people, they always get pissed and annoyed.
Yeah, they see right through that shit and cringe internally.
Never ask an old guy who knows you really bullshitting him. The ladies do too, I think.
But they like it.
I have had a few customers who ask me why. At that point I just tell them it's policy and they don't seem annoyed. Up till now all my customers have had an ID on them.
Ugh, some people need to lighten up.
They really don't. Doesn't that mean screw you in the South?
Why get pissed? The person is just trying to not get fired.
Sometimes old people have no chill.
Let me jot that one down in my serial killer journal. If you were in marketing or advertising, kill yourself, Bill Hicks.
Unless you have a rounded face, my hair is black, and I have a resting bitch face, and
People think I am a high school freshman. I am 24.
The real LPT is always in the comments. Well, that escalated quickly.
you're perpetuating the stereotype that younger women are worth.
More than older women, I don't think it's the correct reason to card people.
Law is the reason, and that is it. Oh God, you again.
My manager does this all the time and I can.
See, some of the old ladies get really upset.
And she has no idea, and I just cringe so hard.
I never understood this mentality. How dare you do what your superiors have told you to do?
I agree with you. I think cops should just card someone because it's policy, not because he is trying to flatter women.
Turns out I am not flattered when this happens to me. It makes me feel like a child.
I am a 100 real woman, and I prove this works every time.
No, you are just annoying.
Thank you.
I don't have a picture of him, but I found his 1,000-year-old.
Social online 000000001.
Until someone who clearly doesn't need ID and doesn't have any on them gets carded and
now cannot buy the age-restricted product.
We card anyone under 100.
Or we could just scan it and go on about our lives.
In this world I can understand how anyone isn't bitter and jaded.
Well then, bring your ID, wherever the fuck you go, you're an adult.
That's like walking into a store and saying I forgot to put shoes on. Or go pee-pee in the potty. Most places have a sign that says they allow cars anyone under 40 or 50 even.
And Beard can confirm I belong on a 1,000-year-old pirate.
I was stolen from that chick.
At Dosed it's condescending, and a reminder that we're no longer as youthful. We know you do it on purpose, we're not idiots.
Well, before my husband turned 21, people constantly tried to serve him alcohol. He also is over 6 with a beard.
Some businesses like mine require us to card you if you look under 40.
That is absolutely ridiculous. People need to learn to chill. No one is doing it to make your life harder.
Please stop. There's no value in youth, knock it off.
I was a cashier for a few years, and in my experience only the suspiciously young-looking people were ever bothered by being asked for ID.
That's a liability thing, I guess. In my mid-30 seconds and regularly get it, the clerks usually apologize, and I always respond it's well, good, I'm old enough now that it's a compliment and we have a laugh.
Pirates don't give a fuck about liability.
My mom got carded in the over 21 section of the movie theater she was. In her 60 seconds, it is straight up insulting.
Once they ask for ID, they weren't legally allowed to sell the item, without even if they were asking to be nice, and we were old enough, which is why it's a dumb thing to do.
I'd strongly recommend to label your serial killer journal as such.
In no movie ever have I seen it clearly labeled and readily available, so it must be the safest way to not get caught. And found it annoying F. That is pretty dystopic.
I could hear that voice, but with more racial profanities.
As a 34-year-old who routinely gets asked because of a baby face.
It's not actually flattering, it's embarrassing.
Not yet. The rentee you're required to ask ID regardless of age to check if they have DUIs. My comment was similar, but you stated much more eloquently right on.
I've ask genuinely young-looking women who were usually 30 plus. For ID before and have had my head eaten off scared me into not wanting to.
Ask for ID unless I'm quite sure the person is underage.
Reddit's over. Welcome to the alcohol shop. How tough are ya?
It's a bit weird how old people seem to be either going or retired or crotchety as all hell.
My beard is old enough to drink.
You're smarter than my mom. My mom is over 60 and still
Believes the cashier will seriously think she looked 20. Aesop does it for women like my mom.
What I really hate is when cashiers, waiters, waitresses call me sweetie or honey.
So you're doing your job.
point of sailor piece of shit.
I say that to the old guys buying cases of beast.
Like so I can run farther than a normal man.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
What do you think is the ratio of women who appreciate the dresser or are insecure about their looks or age versus women who are annoyed at the extra step and the unnecessarily wasted time?
Sounds kind of sexist.
Definitely not word low. A ton of women truly appreciate it.
Oh, not yet.
Cannot upvote this enough.
Had this happened to me when I visited a friend in Minnesota, I had no idea that was actually a thing. We don't have that here in Florida. Low.
This is posted every week.
37 THK day tomorrow. I appreciate this.
I'm 30 bald and tired and don't think that's really an excuse.
Still don't think it'd let my shitty attitude or bad excuses ruin a cashier's.
Equally as shitty day over something that is my fault.
I sometimes deal with young women who are clearly over 21. I'm gratefully reaching for ID before I ask. I just on TI.
Like the horror in their eyes, it is fun.
I live in a student area, so Whole Foods asks everyone for ID, no exceptions. I am 75.
That would be fucking annoying.
Because everyone who looks older than 21 should be grateful about someone thinking they don't, because only young people can feel happy about who they are.
I used to do the same thing except on student discount days. I'd ask them for their student. It always made them smile. That's so sweet to somehow compliment them.
Some companies require all the time employees normally don't want to hassle
The older people, but if their bosses knew them, they will.
I knew a guy that he was a real jerk, met him out at
The carnival when he needed to guess my weight.
Yeah, when they do this to me I always smile and say that's sweet. But I am still not giving you a tip.
You didn't think of the smelly bitch.
I couldn't agree more.
I am 33 and always get carded. I don't look young for my age. IMO.
Some cash registers legitimately needed to be printed on your
receipt. During my first few days I learned that yes, many ladies hate
this and didn't find it funny, but I needed to do it.
Like exactly, I hate being patronized like this.
Just hurry up and let me pay for the grog.
I think this one is bad, though. Maybe you're suggesting me. But too old to be a student. Law.
Well, up do you make the guys feel better too.
So I guess we should let old-looking kids buy the poison that is alcohol.
Let us take target for assuming they have been caught using heavy data. Meaning they don't just verify your age, they are in fact scanning your into
their computer for marketing purposes.
This just pisses me off if my wife isn't carrying it in her pocket and she get it.
Ridiculous. She's in her 30s. What are you doing?
Two things up. One, literally everyone does this too.
Literally no one is fooled by it. patriarchy is so fucked up.
And find it completely patronizing.
At the same time, IV had friends that had that job. And they can get into some serious trouble if they don't eat someone.
I knew a kid in high school with a beard that made him.
Looked like he was in his 30s, so.
Yes, the punishment for not carding someone is jail time.
Greater than where they're skin home.
Thanks for the tip.
I am 30 and I get carded all the time. Maybe I don't look my age, but no. Fucking way do I look under 19. It was interesting when I visited the UK last year that I didn't get carded once.
Label DUI precludes purchase of alcohol. Jesus.
My old home had some jacked up drinking laws.
Good intentions, but from the customer have shown that this actually upsets some folks just do.
It carefully and good on you for trying to make someone's day.
But once I do like to see an actual confession on the sub.
Without needing to browse by controversial posts.
I dislike being carded. I look younger, and I know sometimes it is legit, but I knew a guy once who checked IDs on
Girls just to be a creep and see the last name and address.
As a guy, when I am 40 years old, and I am IDD by a 50-plus-year-old woman at the liquor store, I just find it creepy.
Until they say they didn't bring a cause they never thought they would be carded and then legally can't sell alcohol to them grocer here.
This confession is very similar to this one. Sometimes it women to give them a boost.
The ST equals JCVMBHL4SH equals 377 AC 428.